Good afternoon. Now that we have all of this detail, 4 months of detail, we would like to present a summary. If someone wants to look at our results of operations over these 4 months, we wouldn't want to give them this entire set of detail. We'd want to give them a summary. So I'm going to show you how to prepare a summary. First we type that name in, summary. Then the question is, how do we summarize a balance sheet? What is a balance sheet? Think about that for a moment. Balance sheet is a snapshot at a point in time of the company. And at what time are we taking this snapshot? Well, it happens to be at month 12. So if that's the case, then that means the summary of the balance sheet is really month 12. So as far as the summary is concerned, we can represent month 12 by just linking this summary to this balance sheet. And we can then drag this down the entire length, and we have our balance sheet summary. We need to be careful though about totals. Totals that we take need to be totals within the column and not totals that come from linking to another total. So if we just take, we can do an auto sum here to get our total, get rid of that, and then do an auto sum here to get this total. And now we have our total, and we have our balance sheet, and we have totals that represent totals within the column and not tied to something on the side. So this is our summary balance sheet. How about summarizing our income statement? How do we summarize our income statement? Is our income statement a snapshot at a point in time, or is it a total over the entire period? Think about that for a moment. It's a total over the entire period. So we want to add all of this up to get our income statement. So we do equal, and then we do a sum, and then we sum all the way across, even from day one, because it might at some point have some income in day one. So we've sold $750,000 worth of shoes over these 4 months. And then we can drag this down and then take a sum within the column, not a sum that way. Do an auto sum. And how do we know that we have the right number? Well, this number is the same as this number. This is retained earnings in the balance sheet. This is the sum of income over 4 months. Same number. It means that we're correct. So now we have the summary of our income statement. Now we get to our statement of cash flow direct. How do we represent that? Is that a point in time, or is it a summary? Is it a total across? Does it represent just month 12? Think about that for a minute. It is in fact a total of everything that's happened during the month, during the 4 months. Okay, so where do we start? We start with the beginning balance. What was our beginning balance? Was our beginning balance 4 million? Was our beginning balance 3,036,000? Think about that for a minute. Actually, our beginning balance was 0. We started with nothing. So to represent that, we can tie it to that, and that's 0. Then for the remainder, we have sums across, equal sum, and we sum from there across at $750,000 in sales from customers. We tally this down, drag this down, and then we have an auto sum for cash from operations, which is that number. And then we can again sum across, but to sum across we can just copy this formula, because that is a sum across formula, Put it there and copy it. We know it's right because it's summed across and got us that. And we just drag this down to this point. Okay, and then we want to take a total here. This total here is going to be equal to this total plus the sum of these numbers. We sum those down, close parentheses, 3,165,664. How do we know we're right? Well, it agrees to that number, and it's also the number that we find in our balance sheet, 3,165,664. So there's our summary of our direct cash flow statement. Then we get to the indirect cash flow statement. That too is a sum across. Now we can go back up here and copy one of these formulas, because those are sums across, and we can copy it and paste it into that. So that says that we've had $158,330 loss in our net income. No, that's right, because there's that 158,336. So we know that number is correct. And then we can just copy this down, drag down, and we picked up everything that was along the way. And we can probably copy this formula and paste it in here. Let's see if it works. It does. 3,160,664 is our total here. Our beginning balance is 0. Ending balance is 3,160,664. We know we're right because these numbers agree. 3,165,664. So we can put lines in, rid of these extraneous zeros, and we will be done. Okay? Thank you very much.